Hello. Good morning. Welcome to Melanin and Albino Live. It is 7, it's almost to 8 right now, and I'm traveling to Milan. As you know, there is a court case. This is actually an update on the theft of my property by the gang stalking program. I will be talking about the fascist system. I'm actually compiling all the documentation I'm having, and because it's a sensitive topic, I want to be a little bit prudent the way I go about it. But before then, there's a very more complicated topic I have to look into. Today, I will be going to Milan, and I will be doing like 3 cities in 2 days. Right now I'm in Padua. I'm in McDonald's. I'm having breakfast, and I'm waiting, for my boss about 8 o'clock. And I will be in Milan this morning. It's just about some few hours trip. I'm going straight to the court, and I'm going to retrieve some of the documentation I requested for last 2 weeks. I couldn't go last week because of some situation, that was, um, above what I could handle anyway. So I'll be going this week. Today is Wednesday, and I think the night or the 10th, of July 2019. I will go to Milan after doing what I have to do. I will be departing the same day. I will not be sleeping in Milan because the last time I slept in Milan, a spy was sent after me from Russia, from East Europe. Maybe Russia, maybe Ukraine, maybe, but these East Europe girls, they're always alike. From East Europe in the hotel I stayed because it was a shared room. It was a shared room, and she was actually an infiltrator. I don't know what she was meant to do. Maybe she was meant to plant something or take my pictures in the room or whatever. But these people are crazy. The gang stalking program, it's a crime. It's against humanity. It's against every kind of thing you can think of. It's a crime of oppression, persecution, and molestation. Right now, you can see some 3 girls behind me. Those 3 girls also, I just came here, they were planted there. What they do, with these young girls, they can just buy them, a piece of pizza or a burger or something, just to hang around. Apart from making you uncomfortable, I think it's also to stress the targeted person off, and that's why they do this. I actually too, attention. I mean, little attention in the sense that I keep my eyes on the enemy, but I try to, behave as if they don't even exist. But when they say things to sensitize me, to make me hear, I always respond. Either I respond with my normal fake calls, and or I respond directly. So it depends. But when they are kids, I always respond with a fake whatever. It's a kind of programming method to traumatize the target. Anyway, when I'm going to Milan, I will not be spending the night there. Then immediately I will be taking off to Bolzano, and I'll be taking off to Bolzano, and those 3 girls, the ones behind me, are the ones probably was sent. This kind, they just give them a burger or something little. But when they send an adult, it's always maybe somebody paid or somebody mind controlled or whatever. So this is the constant thing I have to put up with every day through the gang stalking program and the racist system and the abuse of my fundamental human rights. So for Milan, I will be going to Bolzano to get some of my things that I need. So gradually, I will, be updating you on all the program, what is going on, and I will let you have every detail of the feedback. There has been, for those of you just joining my channel, I am an activist against the gang stalking program, against the racist system, and against the abuse of the fundamental human rights. I have been a targeted individual for 15 years. I have been persecuted, harassed, traumatized, and there have been different avenues to set me up. When I started doing the videos, they started going, they started leaving. So basically, that's what happened. When they know they've been found out, they leave immediately, and another new set comes. It's not that they give up on you, a new set comes. I can assure you a new set is going to come after me very soon. So anyway, I'm just passing the time here till the time of the bus, and in about 10 minutes I should be off. So I just wanted to take the advantage to make this video, and when I get to Milan, definitely I will inform you, and I will give you the update how it goes. And then I go to Milan, do what I have to, to Boston, do what I have to do, then back here in Padova. So the gang stalking program, there's something I'm working on apart from the fascist system that I'm working on. The fascist program, it's a program also that I'm working on. I also want you to know something very, very important. It has to do with the Jesuits. Most of you think actually that the Jews rule the world. Nobody rules the world or influence the world as much as the Jesuits. And I will let you into what I discovered about the state, and you understand more the gang stalking program. For those of you that has not been consistent on my blog, I would like you to do, because my blog, I'm not a food blogger. I'm having breakfast. I'm just letting you know that I'm having breakfast. But my blog is not on food. It's not on fashion. It's not to entertain. It's to educate about the cancer in the society that is destroying people. You see people committing suicide. It's out of this programs and systems that has been established against the human race. It's creating enmity, it's creating tension, it's creating distress. Like for me, for example, I'm having some stress issues right now. You see, I'm a slim-framed woman, but I have a little bit of tummy. But I never had problem with tummy. Why? It's not because there's something there or there's fat in my body. It's a kind of stress. So those of you that have tummy or whatever, it's not. I just have to, when I manage the stress very well, you see it goes down automatically itself. Because one thing you have to know is that this growth of tummy, especially on a slim person, can start creating all kind of situation. And the gang stalking program is number one stressful program. And of course, in my own case, I have three things at the same time: the gang stalking program, the racist system, and the abuse of my fundamental human rights. And all this daily stress, harassment, persecution, gang stalking, continuous stalking on my life, persecution. They intrude places I live, places I work, places I go to work, places I frequent. They try to influence, not that they try, they manipulate people, they mind control people, they stigmatize my character, and they place me in a difficult position to even have a sound integration wherever I abide. And for what purposes they have actually totally blackballed me, from the work sector and socially, generally. And they create a kind of impression. They give another excuse for the reason they're doing that. But there is actually no reason for a gang stalking program, which is a crime against humanity, for racist system, which is also a crime against humanity, and abuse of the fundamental right of the human race. And anyone that actually abuse the fundamental right of the human race, no matter who they are, it might be in the governmental level, it might be in the state level, it can be in the law enforcement agent, whatever or whoever it is, when you abuse justice, when you abuse power or the position of power, crime is crime. Patriotism has nothing to do with it. Anybody that supports any kind of crime or abuse on the human race is supporting crime, is supporting an aggression on the human race. And this is what I have been targeted against for 15 years. And my blog, I have Melanin and Albinoid, is to talk about this, but Lady Abimbola Online also is to try to find a solution together, the spiritual solution, the physical solution, and also what to take your health. Because as a 47-year-old woman going through living through a very stressful life for 15 years, it has not been easy emotionally. There's been emotional distress, psychological tension, distress. even physical stress. That's why you see I having a kind of a little bit exaggerated tummy for a woman of a slim frame. Anyway, I'm working on the stress part all my life right now. But with the gang stalking program, is a 24 hours harassment. They try to invade my personal space, which means in the past I've had situations in the past that they try to get close to where I live or places I live or even the hotel rooms, and they plant cameras, they plant audios into the place. This is totally against the human race. It's not just abusing my race. I don't have any criminal record, so for any law enforcement agent or any form of authority to abuse a person to this level is the constant attempt to traumatize me, constant attempt to stress me out continuously, constant attempt to put me in a vulnerable position and to stress me out, so probably to force me into making nasty decision out of desperation. And that's why you see most of the targeted individuals that make nasty decisions. Maybe they commit suicide, maybe they start going crazy. Some they use drugs, they use alcohol. And thank God, I have not gotten to that level yet, and I will never do, because as I've always said, this gang stalking program, the racist system, and the abuse of humanity is backed up totally and completely by Satan himself. And anybody that participates in this, they're either Satanists, they are into any form of secret society, and any form of anything that has to be with Satanism. They practice it 24 hours, or they're influenced by it, or they're manipulated by it, or they're mind controlled by it. That's why with the next blog I'm going to do, when I come back from this Milan trip, this trip to Milan, Bolzano, and back here, when I come back, I'm going to start working on the Jesuit situation, because it's something I think you'll be interested in. You will now understand more of it, because what my attempt is to make people understand more of this program, the gang stalking program, the racist system, what it's all about, how it started, and their agenda, their motive is to destroy the human race. I will see you when I get to Milan. Now I have to start preparing to go towards my bus terminal, and I'll see you when I get to Milan. Thank you. I'll see you in Milan. Hello, hi. I'm just arriving at the bus terminal. I'm not going with any luggage because I will not be sleeping in Milan this time around. I'm going to go in and get out immediately, and also because I'll be going to Bolzano, where I have a place. So this is the bus terminal actually. So my bus should be in some few minutes. Okay, that's the bus terminal, and those are other people waiting for the bus. One bus just left for Budapest. You can see the bus is heading to Budapest, and the one I'm taking, of course, is heading to Milan. So I'll see you when I get to Milan, okay? Take care. I'll see you in Milan. Hi, I just boarded the bus right now, and yeah, it's not really illuminated in here, but let's see. Yeah, we have less illumination, so anyway, I will keep you updated when I arrive, okay? I just arrived at the High Court of Milano. You can see I'm just going to get inside, but I can't register while I'm inside because it's not allowed. I'm just climbing up with the staircase right now. So I'm just going to get all the folders. Okay, so I will update you as I get the folders and I get out of the place. Okay, so I'll speak with you later. Bye. Hi, I'm just coming out of the court now. I got the folder, and the situation, I suspect, because last 2 weeks when I came, basically I was told to pay like some stamps. You know, I was supposed to pay some money, but in stamps. So I bought the stamps and I gave the guy, you know, that the court clerk or whatever, you know. And when I gave to receive this document I'm collecting today, he actually told me I have to wait for 3 working days. I said, how come? Because I bought I paid what is requested of me. He said I have to wait for 3 working days. And of course, last week I could not come. The 3 working days was supposed to be like Tuesday last week, and I could not come back to Milan because I don't live in Milan. So, but the situation is now, I came here today and he made me sign a form. And basically the form he made me sign a form, and the form he made me sign was that these documents were not urgent, you know. So, well, I'm just assuming now, you know, probably because while I was making the photocopy, somebody was speaking with the court clerk about me, was asking some questions about me. And definitely, I don't know, you know, it's just an assumption now. Probably they made him to let me leave behind the document, so probably they can make photocopies or control, because, you know, the battle is not just against the custodian. And, you know, since I found out the theft of my properties, and I started I took legal actions, and what I found that in the legal, every move I made, I changed 5 lawyers, and all the 5 lawyers was visited, but by people I assume, you know, the people I assume to be the law enforcement agent without uniform. And all the lawyers, from the ones that try to be nice and play it okay with me, that all of a sudden, you know, flips over and wants to sabotage the case. So I was actually, I was forced to look for lawyers outside of Milan, because Milan, all the lawyers already, they formed the network around me. They know about the case. They know the law enforcement agent is involved in the case, and some of them don't want to even deal with the case. And any of them that you know involved in the case, involved in it with a Svengali motive. Just now I've taken the copy, and I hope nothing was removed from it, and other things, you know, I just believe, I don't know if that is the procedure. I made a request for this, they call it fascicolo, the court folders, and it said I have to wait 3 working days, which was Tuesday last week. I could not come immediately, and now I'm coming, like, you know, a week after the 3 working days. So today it made me sign something that it was not urgent. Well, it was actually urgent. When I came 2 weeks ago, I told them these folders were urgent, you know, and he said I have to wait till 3 working days, otherwise if I have to pay more money. Well, I just listened to him, he's the court clerk. But anyway, it's just an assumption, but I believe I have a right to assume concerning this gang stalking case, because, you know, it's a network that wants to ruin me, not that has that is forcing to ruin me economically, to ruin my finances, to ruin all I've labored for in life. They hinder me from working, they're stealing my property, and this is the last straw. This is the last straw, and this is the last straw, and I hope justice will be made at the end of the day, you know. So right now I'm in the tram. You know, I'm not going to spend the night here. You know, it's just better I leave immediately, because the last time there was infiltrators, they might try to want to harm me somehow. You know, they're professionals in like poisoning people and making you sick or something. So I have to be extremely careful. For this reason, I'm not staying and I'm not sleeping in Milan today. I'm moving immediately. I'm just going to find somewhere to eat. After that I would be heading off immediately. Okay, but I have about some few hours to my departure, so I can seize the opportunity to hang around the center and probably also show you one or two things in the center. Okay, but don't be distracted. The reason I'm here is only because of the gang stalking program, the situation, and let me see if I can even come down. No, I think there's still another stop in front. I will come down with on the next stop. So don't be distracted, even if I just try to distract you a little by showing you whatever is in the center. I have some few hours to hang around before the departure, and I will just show you the center, the main church, and just hang on. Pas Duomo? Pasa Duomo? Okay, so I'll just be getting off here because the particular tram I took, takes another route, so there's no point going with it. So I'm just going to go by foot. It's just close by, so I will just show you the center here in Milan. This is how sometimes I kind of distract myself from the stress of the gang stalking program. When I come to town, I like to spend the night and pass the time and do one or two things, liberating for my spirit. But this time around, I'm not going to spend the night because of obvious reasons, so that's just it. So right now I'm walking towards the church. I don't know, I saw it just now. I don't know where it is again. I saw it from the tram, so let's see. Let's see. Okay, I think it's supposed to be somewhere around there. So behind me is the Duomo a Milan. I'll just get closer to it so you will have a closer shot of it, okay? Usually at this time, the summer period, because I schooled here in Milan, so I know it very well. Even though I don't live here again, I live in Bolzano, which is close to Austria and German, between the Austria and German border. That's why they speak German over there also. Though I learned my German language in Switzerland. When I lived there for some years, I learned the the German language there. So basically I speak the German language, I speak Italian because I live here now, I speak English because it's my official language in Nigeria, French, and a little bit of Chinese. And I know Milan very well. This Duomo, have lived here so many years, I've never entered. I only entered once when my sister came visiting, and we went into the Duomo together. She wanted to just have a feel of how it looks like. You see, you just have a lot of tourists around. There's a sea of tourists, and it's cost so much to actually go into the Duomo, but for me personally, it doesn't worth anything, It's just the church, what it's inside, and in the normal Catholic church setting, there's no big deal, It's just the normal, but because it's just the center of the fashion city, and most of the tourists pay more attention. They are the ones that go there most anyway. People that live here, most people live here so many years, they've not even been inside, or maybe they've been inside just once out of curiosity. I never even had a desire to go inside at all till my sister came. Well, when my sister came, I didn't even have the desire to go inside, but it's always like a kind of an hour or an hour and a half tour inside, or thereabout. So I didn't want her to do all the thing, alone. And apart from that, my sister paid, so it was something I just took the opportunity to just take advantage of. And that's the queue. You can see the queue already. That's a small queue, and that's another queue entry. You know, it's not even so much queue today because normally you have a long queue. So let me just move a little bit to the front so that you will be able to see it better. You can see. So let me just go a little bit to the front, and that is Victoria Emanuela II, Milano. Can you see the name? Victoria Emanuela, can you see? You know, basically that was the Italian king during, I mean, at the time the fascist system started. It was the king here, and it was actually the king that permitted Mussolini, who was an Italian dictator. It was the one that permitted him to launch whatever project he had to solve the situation, the stressful situation back then that the king could not solve. He trusted Mussolini so much, but of course Mussolini had his own agenda, and he created a fascist system. So I'm still going to talk about the fascist system on my blog, but so that's the Duomo at my back, and you see on top, you can see that's a gold-plated. Okay, you can't see it from here. Okay, I have to go a little bit to the front. You cannot see from there. Okay, it's a little bit hidden, and that's another statue. It's well, you know, it's a military kind of thing, reminder during the war, I believe. You know, you can see it's a military horse. You can see it's a military horse. So let me just show you this one at the back. Okay, you can see now. You can see the gold now. You can see. You can see. You can see the gold. People are taking pictures, so I have to just wait. Okay. So you can see the gold statue there. It's pure gold actually. Some years back, according to news, that somebody actually attempted to steal the gold. How can they be so dumb? It's full of security. And you cannot see it here again. But anyway, it's just behind. I hope you can see it. You can see like a form of an angel or whatever, you know. So this is the center of Milan, and this is the famous Galleria where you have Corso Vittoria Emanuela, where you have all the designers shop, you know, from Armani to Versace to Christian Dior, you know, all the expensive designers will be found here. And every restaurant you find here also are extremely expensive. So you have to be well loaded before you go to the shops and the restaurant here. So I'm just going to have something to eat, probably you know, McDonald's is not the best option for somebody like me, but for now, you know, it's the quickest thing I can find, and also it's not so expensive. So that's just it. That's the tour of Milan. That's the Milan Duomo. You know, I hope you like it. So let me just do a 360. That's Corso Vittoria Emanuela Galleria, and these are all the buildings around. Okay, that's a 360. Okay, I'm just tired, you know, I'm exhausted more mentally because of these stressful trips, and every step of the way you have somebody trying to sabotage my every move. Even in the court, I just feel I was deceived to leave back the folder as well. It's just an assumption, as I said. There is a McDonald's here, but I think it's always very crowded. There is a McDonald's here, but I want somewhere more peaceful where, you know, I don't need so much stress in my life after all this stressful situation. So let me find a less stressful a less stressful fast food joint, I'm just trying to think right now. Maybe it would be nice if I go towards the central station. I may have more option. But the problem is that the further I go towards the central station, probably, the further I will be away from my bus terminal, and I don't want anything to jeopardize my departure, apart from the fact that if I don't leave when I'm supposed to leave, I'm going to lose the ticket and buy another ticket. And normally if you want to buy a ticket within the hour, it's always like ×4 or ×3, even though like the Flixbus is not that exaggeratedly expensive, but it depends. It's a kind of technical way you can travel with them. You buy your ticket ahead of time, and that way you can have good discount. That's what I always do. But when you have to book the last minute, there was a time I had to go from Milan to Trieste, and I was supposed to pay like I can't remember what the amount I was supposed to pay, but later, that was the 31st of October 2018, where the incident happened, that I found out the theft of my property, and the police actually arrested me. They claim it's not an arrest, but that was the impression they wanted to give to people, as if it was an arrest. So anyway, I was taken away, and they claim it's just, but anyway, it's just bullshit. They just wanted to set me up. But anyway, I booked a ticket, and they made me miss my trip, and I was forced to buy another ticket, which costed, I think, more than twice of the amount I was supposed to pay initially. So it's a very terrible situation, but the gang stalking system and the gang stalking program and the racist system is a total criminal act against humanity. And as I will be telling you in the next blog I'm preparing concerning the Jesuits, I will be also talking about their initiations, rules and regulations. That will also bring better insight. That will also bring better insight to what the gang stalking program, the racist system is all about. So it's always a situation whereby we have to be extremely careful and prudent in the way we approach the situation as a targeted individual. Because the reason I go in so much on the situation is because the gang stalking program is a well orchestrated program, and the powers behind it, I would be exposing so much information that you will now actually need to reflect on the details of the information I will be giving you through the Jesuit video, and you will begin to reflect and make comparison with the rules and regulation, initiation conditions and whatever, and what is actually happening in the gang stalking program and in the racist system. You would understand perfectly what is happening, and you also understand the perpetrators, why they act the way they act, why they seem to be heartless with what they do, because things have been done behind the screen, it's just not payment. Some of them are paid to do it, some are mind control. I've already spoken about all these things, but the most important thing I would open your eyes to see is that not just payment, not just being mind controlled, not just being bewitched, but there's also a hold taken as a perpetrator to keep the destruction going. And you know, it's a pathetic situation, but it's something worth saying. So anyway, I would anyway, cosa una fermata?
No, non è fermato.
So I actually asked the bus stop if that was a bus stop, but you know, then he just waited for his colleague, and I could not get into the tram also. So anyway, that's just it. I'm just going to look for somewhere close to where I have to depart to be able to relax and have something to eat, and you know, so I will see you then, and that's all I have to say for now. This is me, Lady Abimbola, for Melanin and Albinoid Life. I would, wherever I choose to eat, I will let you know. But you know what? I'm thinking about it. I think I have to go near the central station. There is a place that they sell nice pizza and things like that, and you know, it doesn't cost so much money. I think I should go there. So I think that should be the best option I should consider. Okay, so I'll see you there later. Now I'm on my way out of Milan. This is Loreto. That's Loreto. I'm on my way out of Milan now, and let me just take my things. I'm on my way out of Milan now. I'm through with what I came to do, and right now I'm focused on, you know, like you see that it may be a perpetrator. So I'm going to the bus terminal now to go out of Milan. The metro just arrived. I'm taking the metro, and so oops. So I will so basically I hope the folder I collected is the amount of things I stamped, because I didn't really count it, but what was given to me does not really look complete, but I cannot say anything apart from, you know, what they gave to me, and just take it like that and assume it's all that I'm supposed to have. And I will be in the terminal. I'm supposed to leave about, you can see the time now, so I still have some more, precisely 2 hours. So anyway, that's all about it now. At least I've gotten that, so the new lawyers will start up with their own investigation and preparing the battle for October. So the battle is October. The legal battle is October 20, I think 19 or 9 or something like that, you know. And anyway, just put me in your prayers, and if you have any advice against gang stalking program, and you know somebody that has taken legal action against the action, please place links below this video. I will really need every support, information and strategy against the program, because already I have to take the battle with the legal counsel out of Milan to another region entirely, another state entirely, because there's been a network formed against me from the legal counsel here in Milan. You know, the words have gone round that the law enforcement agent is involved in the situation of the theft of my property of about 80,000 euros. And of course they are telling all kind of lies. They're saying all kind of things, that I don't have that much property, Maybe I don't exaggerating. There was nothing deposited in the guys in the custody. But anyway, you know, it's a normal thing they do. You know, the gang stalking program. They are all behind every criminal activities. They are behind the pimping of people, kidnapping female. So basically, I'm just wondering because I saw somebody, you know, holding a dog, and the dog went out of the metro alone, and she's still seated. I don't know what's up, but anyway. So when I get there, there's something I want to do, you know, which I cannot do here. So I'll see you later. I just arrived now at the bus terminal at Milano, and I'll remain here till my departure, which is in about 2 hours time. Okay, so that's the bus terminal. You can see there's a lot of people traveling. There's a lot of people traveling right now. Okay, I'm in Milano. I'm departing very soon, and of course the normal stalking. I've had people, you know, I've had two guys actually follow me. I won't call those guys, you know, I'll call, you know, call them what they are, you know, bandit, you know, you're following me, but you know, they just like to follow you to make you uncomfortable. I'm so excited to present to you things about the Jesuits, and I think you'll really be so excited with me because it's an eye-opening for those of you that don't still understand the gang stalking program, how it all, you know, goes down. I think you should watch my blog on Jesuits, which will be coming out very soon. I'm working on it, but you know, I have to be careful at the same time what I'm doing, you know, how I present the things. You see, I will just give you information, and I expect an intelligent person to go and inform themselves better on concerning, you know, the information being given. Nobody will spit out everything to you. All the activists in the past, everyone that has exposed them has always been in very dangerous and life-threatening trouble. So I will just give you information. I expect you to go and do more research on the gang stalking program. It is real. It is a crime against humanity. And after, you know, talking about or presenting to you the blog on Jesuits, you have more insight how what goes on in the mind of the gang stalkers and also the perpetrators. I will see you then. Thank you. And remember, the greatest weapon in the hands of the oppressor is the mind of the oppressed. And so, as I always say, face your fears, elevate your mind, and resist every temptation to panic. This is Lady Abimbola from Milan, Italy. I will see you in my next vlog.